Laugh Factory. Hi, guys. We are here with the cast of Impractical Jokers. Sal, Brian, Q, Murr, and Joe. I think you know these guys. If you don't, you're fucked up. Hi, boys. What's going on? This is the second half of our episode.
That's right.
Sal, you want to bring us up to how we ended?
Sure thing. Q and I do a podcast called What Say You? And Don was just a guest on our podcast, but he was gracious enough to let us film it from his from his place of business.
I have my couch put in for you guys.
Yeah, to get just a moment ago, it felt like we had all the room in the world. But that was part one. We're kind of link them together. That was part one, and now we told everyone to come over and look this up, which is part two. And that's how we're beginning of your podcast.
And this is more of a tableau, if I may.
Yeah. See what Dom's doing there is making fun of the old Murr.
Want to tell them this story, Murr?
I have a particularly interesting way of describing things. I tend to use words that are not necessarily conversational, more robotic, if you had to describe them. Emotionless, cold. And I was describing a comedy bit that we did on Impractical Jokers with Dom the other day, and I actually used the words, so the Joker on the floor creates a tableau. What's going on?
The Joker.
Yeah. And Dom looked at me like I was a fucking idiot.
No, but he didn't look at you that way, did you?
I looked at you with love, man.
It was love. But still,
It's the same look, though.
I've known Dom for only a couple months now, but in that moment, Dom looked at me like he's known me for 24 years. The same look I get from you guys.
I did stick up to you. I said the first thing you said to me the next morning when I saw you was, I talked like an idiot last night. So you're aware, and I think that you know what I mean? Like, you found the humor in it.
Go ahead, Sal. He wasn't necessarily aware until
There
Sal.
you go. I said that. You see? No, I think you will admit it, Murray. We're at the point where
I wasn't aware until the waitress actually sent me the email. I was aware of it the next day.
I mean,
Sal stopped the whole conversation,
There you go.
literally, and went, Murr,
He shook me aware.
what the fuck are you doing? He's like, use the word tableau. Tableau, yeah.
Vignette, tableau.
What is the world coming to when a man can't use great diction without getting mocked?
Yeah. If there's one thing I got, it's great diction.
You do, buddy.
Well, one thing about seeing you guys is you really feel like you know you better than you do because of the TV show. And we know your likes and dislikes and your relationships. You know, and I know that they like to bust your balls. And can I say that I think they're jealous of you?
Oh, let's see.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, can I say, I like to bust your balls, too.
I was busting his balls when I said that.
I'll give you points for using great vocabulary.
You know what's ironic? Of course, we have this conversation. Q, out of the four of us, Q is the most well-read and has the best vocabulary, the deepest, richest,
Most prodigious vocabulary.
Yeah, but you just can't get and speak it.
You can't. What good is it? It's like having a gun and bullets and not know how to put them into each other.
It's like me being able to dunk.
He can think up a really smart sentence.
Now he was a fireman, and I want you to tell that story, if you would, about the other night when you dropped from the floor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But we'll tell the story, and then I just want to see what you guys did before you were doing this, because I know I could tell by your acting you didn't grow up doing TV.
The story I told the other night, and it is very rare that I tell fireman stories. So
I love that, though.
Yeah, but I had this job. There's a fire in an auto repair shop. Did I ever tell you this story? No. And I had the roof position, which is in.
You're on the roof.
Yep, you're on the roof basically, but you have to cut. What happens is the heat rises. I'm looking at the right camera, and as it rises, it banks down, so it will get to be like where if you stand up, it'll get to be like 1,000 degrees. It's hot, and you'll burn. So they need someone to cut the roof. It's very crucial, and you can't if you have the roof position. You must do it. So I went on top of this auto garage that was on fire in Staten Island, and it looked like rickety and stuff. You have to do it, so we went out anyway. And as I was cutting the roof caved. And I fell, and I was like, "Well, this is it." This is a very condensed version of the story.
No, but it's interesting.
Yeah,
you know.
And I was like, "Well, I'm dead. I'm about to fall into the fire." The roof went, and I fell. I was falling. Yes, and I fell 3 feet, and I landed on the top of a Jeep Wrangler that was on the lift that was also on fire. Yeah. And I just slammed into it. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm alive!" And I started scrambling. Saved my life. The saw was still going. I grabbed the saw. A guy criminally grabbed me by the back of my coat and he just pulled me out. And
is that
no
why
reason
you
to
never
grab
keep wrangling?
That's why I have a
For
Wrangler.
real?
Oh, it was a Cherokee, not a Wrangler. I'm sorry. I said Wrangler because it's my car.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Pick up the pace on this tour.
So I said that without mumbling.
No, it was
or-
good. It was
Yeah.
good.
But you
But you
didn't
grabbed
use big
him. It was
words.
very aggressive the way you grabbed him.
Well,
As a
I can barely
prop.
stop myself.
Well, if
Immediately
the car that wasn't the position, you could have fell to the bottom.
But you see
You
about
fell
timing,
15
we were
feet.
saying, had we lost him, God forbid, there would have been no show.
Yeah, there might have been a show, but
I don't think.
I think you're overestimating Q's importance.
Well, hold on a second. What's going on here?
There would not have been a show.
well, this was
There would have been a
before. This was
funeral.
before the
It
show
would
was
have been
conceived.
We're-
Watch out. That's why if you guys were drowning and it was only one life preserver, I'd throw it to you. That's why. That's why.
Now, why would you come up with an idea like that?
what
kind of
popped into my head?
morbid
You know,
idea?
he's got plenty of those rattling around up there.
Sal, what did you do? You were a bartender?
Well, I mean, out of college I wasn't. I worked at Prudential Securities
Oh.
in mutual funds.
Hold on, I gotta hold back this yawn.
Yeah, no, and then I just got into like, wait for a bigger one. I then became a business systems analyst, and I helped I helped build the mutual fund trading systems.
You were
for
vice
Prudential
president,
Securities.
right?
Yeah, I was a VP
So you're-
assistant.
You're real bright?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you're a smart guy.
Yeah,
You're great with the numbers.
I am good with numbers. Yeah,
Now listen, I want
but
to
I
tell
was
you.
doing comedy on the side.
I just want to tell the four of you this. Whenever you get tired of working and you think you start bitching about something and the craft services coffee isn't cold enough or hot enough, think about what you could have been doing the rest of your fucking life. Seriously, I think about that like when I'm thinking, I don't feel like doing this shit. What am I doing? Making people laugh? You know? And anyway, just a
Oh, I
lesson.
think about it. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't forget it.
my God. Because you realize there are people that can't get shit jobs.
That's right. They
Yeah.
can't even get them.
Can't even get a shit job.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I used to do a bit about how, like at porn theaters, like the guys that work there mopping up.
Yeah,
And there was a guy rejected from that job.
yeah. I still never got over that. I really don't.
You would have been
His
good.
resume wasn't good enough.
You don't mind the smell of juice.
I don't know.
Oh my god!
Who does? Somebody minds that?
Yeah, that was it for me. And then I left. I was there about 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
it was pretty long. And then I left. Volunteered to be like they were laying people off, and I was like, I'll go because people, like you said, like people were there. I didn't want to do it anyway. Then I got into
Me and you
bartending.
actually both volunteered to get laid off from our jobs that we didn't want to do.
Yeah,
That's right. That we share that.
That's right. You cashed in your 401k. That's it. I'm out.
Did
Done.
you really?
I
Cash
cashed.
it in,
I
you
cashed
can
mine
move
in
forward.
too.
Too, yeah.
I had to live off
At-
something.
At
Yeah.
that age? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it wasn't that big yet. You know, it wasn't that much, and they give you a severance, and I coasted on that for like a year. And that we were doing the Tenderloins, but we were performing by that time. And that was the year we did all the festivals and everything.
That's
I blew through every dime that I had.
Yeah.
We all did.
And then I started bartending because of the flexibility of it.
Were you a good bartender?
Yeah, I was good.
Can I speak
Yeah.
to that? He's I did a lot of drinking at his bar. He is the best bartender I've ever
Really?
seen. Yeah. He was. It wasn't even because he
It's a
never
real
charged me
fucking
for a
talent.
drink.
It's real art when you do it right.
It is. He remembered everybody's name,
That's unbelievable.
what drink they wanted. He had it from. If there was a fight, he stopped it within seconds. It was great. Yeah, you were a great bartender.
You ever get hit? You ever get hit in a fight by accident?
My place was not really like that. There was
Yeah.
fights are few and far between, so a couple times.
So
But not,
yes.
not really. Not really.
I was a doorman at a bar. I mean, it was a bar like near a hospital, so it was mostly medical students. That's why I could. And Randall Cobb was my partner. Remember Randall Tex Cobb? He fought Larry Holmes.
Oh yeah.
And he would get more fights than me because nobody fucked with me thinking I knew shit, and I didn't know anything. I mean, I could box a little, but nothing enough to protect a bar.
Right.
But that was the only. I was. You know, I worked at Smith and Walensky's. If you ever go in there, if you go to the vestibule, I'm on the picture there. 49th and 3rd.
Yeah, they have a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, what'd you do?
I was a waiter until I got fired. Then I was a doorman.
Why'd you get fired?
I was a terrible waiter. Just terrible. I would keep asking people what they wanted. He goes, "He asked me 3 fucking times. It's still a Bloody Mary."
So they put you on the wall after the fact.
Yeah, they just liked me. I worked at Tuesdays. You don't remember Tuesdays, do you? It's like in the Fridays chain. Anyway,
Ruby Tuesdays.
no, just Tuesdays.
Whatever,
Don't throw in a ruby.
Friday stuck. Tuesday.
So what are you guys? What did you start doing?
I was unemployed basically my entire life. I after college, I
Made a movie.
Made
Where'd
a
you go,
terrible
Mark?
movie. I went to Georgetown.
Did you really? That's a good school.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. After college, my dad offered to, as a graduation gift, get me a car, and I said no, keep the car. Instead, they helped me make a movie. So I made a short film, and he helped me pay for it, and it was terrible.
Really?
Sal was in it.
You're in it, right?
Well, that's a kind of a nasty subliminal segue. I was terrible. Sal was in it.
I didn't really have a lines. You threw me in at like the last minute. I was like an extra in it. That's even worse.
You were an extra in it.
You were an extra in Murray's first short film.
Yeah, and then I used to run the Saturday Night Live website for a couple of years.
What?
The Saturday Night Live website.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's him telling the story now. If you asked him back then,
I was an associate producer of Saturday Night Live.
as a producer of Saturday Night Live, he couldn't get enough of that story.
That voicemail, my voicemail at NBC stayed active for 2 years after that, and I still used to give that number out to chicks. I'm like, oh yeah, because the NBC you call, it's still there. And I check the voicemail every couple of days.
I just want to add to your because I love the story because the car was going to be $20,000, right?
Yeah.
And this was in '98. And you took 20 grand. You did the movie, but it was an aggressive endeavor that you took.
It was
on.
very.
I will tell you that you really,
Yeah. Back then, it was much harder to make a movie. Back then, a short
Yes.
film. Like,
Now
the cameras were
technology
very
is better.
expensive. Nobody could edit on their laptops like we do now. It was much harder.
yes. But I will tell you, one of the ways we linked up was we all went away to college, and when we came back, it was '98. We were all in one way or another into like performing, creating, writing, whatever it was. And we had taken some improv classes. I ran into James at the Staten Island Mall. I hadn't seen him. I said, "What are you up to?" He goes, "Oh, I'm doing well." Can I tell the story? He says, "I'm doing well. I'm doing
Proud of
well."
the story.
Oh yeah. What have you been up to? He goes, "I'll tell you. I'm actually filming a Coca-Cola commercial tomorrow." And I was like,
Real deal, Don.
You were acting
filming
in
it?
it?
No,
I
producing it.
question.
Really?
Yeah.
I said, "You're in a Coca-Cola commercial? That's awesome. You landed a national commercial." He goes, "No, I'm not in it. I'm actually filming it,
Producing it, baby.
producing a
The
Coca."
real money's at.
I said, "Oh, whoa! Like, holy cow, that's insane." He goes, "Yeah, you want to be in it?" I was like, "I can be in it."
I know talent when I see it.
He goes,
That's right.
He goes, "Yeah, of course. I haven't seen this. Is great. Come be in it. We have a bunch of people in it. I'll make sure you're in it." I said, "This is unbelievable.
That's what friends do for each other.
Where do I meet you?" He said, "We'll meet at my house first, and then we'll go to a couple locations. I got a crew with me."
That's like a real high-end shoot. Meet at my house.
Yeah, my parents' house. Not even.
Go.
Yeah.
We'll leave the back door open for you.
Well, no, I think first we met at like we went second to your house.
Yeah.
We went to a college,
Wagner College.
which was I'm like, oh, it's like a big dorm.
Wagner,
thing.
yeah.
Huge. So we get to Wagner College, and he has a name tag,
A
on,
lanyard.
and the people in the crew that I realized were other friends that I knew, not really a crew, had lanyards on it, and it said, "Ask." The lanyard wasn't identification or a union card or whatever it was. The lanyard was printed from James's computer,
Dot Matrix.
and it said, "Ask me about my Coca-Cola commercial." So I mean, that was my first in. So I was like, why does he want people to ask him? And I guess he was just drumming up. I
Right.
tell you the truth, what it turned
I
out
was
to be.
years ahead of my time. Social marketing, man. Social media.
What it turned out to be was you were interned or loved Coca-Cola. I think he just loved Coca-Cola.
I loved it. I used to stock shelves with Coca-Cola.
Right.
I used to work for Coca-Cola Enterprises.
The fan in your room used to be Coca-Cola bottles.
Obsessed with
The
it.
wallpaper was Coca-Cola.
That's not too obsessive.
No.
Yeah, I was
So you-
obsessed with it.
You like Coke that much?
Back then, I don't drink caffeine anymore.
Was it the soda or was it the
It's
pop
all
culture.
American appeal of it, sure.
Right.
Back then, it was the most valuable brand in the world. Before Apple became that. Anyways.
So
Not
okay,
TM.
so there you go. So now, but I also what it turned out was you were going to film a commercial on your own, send it to Coca-Cola, and pray.
That's
Right.
right.
I was going to mail it in a bubble envelope.
In a bubble,
I
right?
was going to mail it in a bubble envelope to Coca-Cola, and
So-
I don't believe in prayer. I don't believe in God. But that being said, I wasn't going to pray. I was going to, look, man, this is talent and skill and luck.
So then, what
Recognize it.
was the thing that asked me about my Coca? What was that purpose of that?
It's Hermbots. It's a dumb idea.
So people would.
So people would stop and say, "What's this?" and they'd be interested, and then they'd say, "Oh, tell their friends about it." It was before the internet, bud. It was
Okay.
before there was.
Wow.
Yes, Q.
Did anybody ask about the Coca-Cola?
Not a single person.
Well, later on, we ended up at your house, and it was I think it was the fall.
November. Yeah.
It was November, and his pool was still not closed. His parents' pool, and I'm like, he has me on camera, like catching a bottle of Coke and drinking it and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like 6 of us, and I thought there was going to be like a truck,
Right.
out there, like the lighting trucks and stuff.
Craft
And I'm
services.
like,
everything.
yeah. And then he's like, "Oh, we'll go back to my house, film the rest." I was like, "All right." And I get there, and he's like, "I'm going to need you to jump in the pool." It was November.
40 degrees out.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, I got to jump in the pool because I haven't seen him in years. He asked me to do this. I said, I'll do it.
Is he going to pay you?
No,
There was no pay. There was no nothing. I got a Coca-Cola. That's what I got. And he's like, jump. I had to, he goes, run in the pool, take off all your clothes. So and now I'm in like my bathing suit. He goes, run and jump in the air. I'm going to throw the Coca-Cola to you. I had long hair. I was like into the grunge. I had like long hair. He's like, run, jump, catch the Coca-Cola, like look into the camera. Did you even want me to drink it before I fell into the pool?
If you could.
Yeah, it was like it was
know,
November, and he has me diving into a frigid pool trying to drink Coca-Cola mid-air. He's recording it on one of these guys, like on one of these.
camera.
Yeah. And I got out of the pool, I was like shivering, and I remember driving home just being like, I got fucking hosed.
You got married. That was the first of many times you got married. And for some reason, he keeps listening to me.
Yeah,
it's been 14 years.
The problem
man.
is the jumping in the pool came at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's on you. Like I would have at that point I would have been like, I'm not jumping in the pool, you fucking idiot. Like you were like, oh okay, so this is my big break now. The midair catch.
What they're getting at, Dom, is that I've made an entire career of complete and utter bullshit and self. I'm delusional. I am delusional. I have delusions of grandeur, and I've been coasting on my ego for years.
What do you think that you're great at?
I'm good at pitching television shows. That is something I'm good at.
Who pitched this show?
Well, my day job is I'm a television producer, so I actually do work in development for a TV company. And
Still?
Yeah. Still, I had a pitch meeting today at ABC.
You have time to do that during the...
Not so much anymore,
Isn't that great?
but I still come up with ideas and
So
go
you
out and
like
pitch them.
doing it, right?
I do love doing it. You know what? Because pitching TV shows is the art of bullshit. It really is. It's confidently being able to answer questions from people who don't know any better that are asking it, and hoping that you have the answers. And you just make up it's improv. It really is. And if you say things confidently and have an answer for anything, you can sell shows just on bluster alone. You really can.
It's amazing how some shows get greenlit.
Yeah.
Do you remember? You're not going to remember this. A show called My Mother the Car.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but I mean,
Mom's Soul
can you
was-
imagine that pitch? Wait, I'm not finished. We got, the car talks. My name's Charlie. Get Rubenstein in here. I want him to hear this. I mean, imagine. Do you ever pitch something that's you're like laughing at yourself?
Ideas. Yeah,
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
he's
of dumb
pitched a lot.
ones.
Alf. Remember Alf?
It's a great
What?
show.
Gordon Shumway from the Planet
Yeah.
Melmac.
Gordon Shumway.
That was his real name. That was Al's real
Al's
name.
real name.
Who's the guy that the father turned out to
Willie.
be some
Willie had
real
a crazy
degenerate.
history of
He was blowing homeless people. and
Yes,
stuff.
he they say
Remember that?
we just
Like,
looked him up.
You know,
right?
just
We just looked
just
him
when
up.
you think blowing somebody's like kind of
For
like
crack. He was a
low.
crack addict and would blow homeless people for crack.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's
Oh,
it.
I thought he just enjoyed it.
No, he's a full-blown.
I'm a little
This is a
disappointed.
rumor. We don't know if it's true, but the rumor
He had
is
an
that he was a
agenda.
full-blown crack addict and would blow homeless people in order to get crack.
I'll go on record and say it's true.
Well, what do you say was
Homeless one night.
How do you know?
After Alf, he went downhill.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
No,
yeah. No, that's how he got out.
I don't know. Did it make you rock too weird?
No,
shit like that
it was
before
after Alf.
One of the homeless guys was like, I don't have any crack, but I got a leading role in a TV show.
Alf was one of the homeless guys. He's
Dude,
like, I've got my own show.
It's horrible. That's so
it's
depressing.
urban legend. I mean, there were whole websites about it. We just looked it up like 2 months
Did
ago.
you guys ever see the outtakes of Alf
No.
on YouTube where he's cursing and shit?
No.
Yeah, like
The actor who plays Alf?
the actor who plays Alf's in character, so he keeps doing the puppetry and talking, but he's just being himself.
Oh,
He's like,
really?
I'll tell you, he goes, oh, fuck myself, this, that, and everything. And it's Alf cursing at the start.
That's great.
Yeah.
What an unrewarding thing, though, to do a hit show and never be seen. Like the guy who was on the other side of the fence in Home Improvement.
Well, they showed him in the last episode, right?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, the series finale. They finally
Oh.
showed his face.
Was it? It is.
Underwhelming. You know, he's a
It wasn't like the Twilight Zone where he had the
average-looking white
fucking
guy,
pig
you know?
face.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's amazing how few good shows there are, aren't there? Isn't it? I mean, like, think about, like, what do you really watch? You know, what do you like? I gotta watch. I mean, I watch Seinfeld. I watch you guys. I'm not just stroking you. I watch you guys, Seinfeld, sports, and news.
Do you like Breaking Bad?
I never saw it. That's my bad because I really should. I know I've heard
so
great
overrated.
things about it.
It's one of the good ones.
I'm glad we made that list.
It's a very
It's a
short
very,
list.
very exclusive list.
Yeah.
And we're no sports players, so we're not getting in that angle. We might end up on the news, so he might see us that way.
Good stuff now is like the HBO, like the hour-long dramas
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch all of late night. Still watch SNL.
Do you really?
And you know what? Comedy Central is completely slaughtering it right now. Like they have a lot of good shows. A lot of good shows. But, and FX.
Oh, FX, Sons of Anarchy. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Have you ever watched that?
No, it's Danny DeVito.
Yeah. I love that show. I watch it every episode.
I'm out every night. I'm still honing my craft.
You'll get there.
You
start
guys are
chasing-
lucky that you have each other. That's so cool.
Yeah, we get to, traveling. It helps.
Yeah.
It helps a lot too. How many nights a week do you get up?
5.
Do you
5
really?
nights.
Still 5 nights a week?
Yeah.
It's not an accident that he ends up in the center of the picture outside. You see that? The Laugh Factory cast a picture out there. That's right dead center, like Jesus.
Where? I
It's
didn't
Dom
see it.
Irrera, right on the corner. Yeah,
Oh,
look at
really?
the picture where we came in. It's a holiday thing that says, "Hey, we'd like to thank all comics for helping people smile" or whatever. And then Dom is dead center with every other comic around. You should.
It was a nice tableau.
It was a great tableau.
Right there in the center
It's a
of it.
beautiful
I haven't
tableau.
had a good tableau in weeks. You guys
Uh,
want some soup?
Well, we want to eat on camera? That doesn't seem.
No,
No?
we got fine.
do you know what Joe did before television?
No, I want to know. What?
He has the most interesting job out of all.
I was a after college. went to consultancy and I did some bullshit like he did, like with computers. But then I fell into being a personal shopper at a baby store, where